Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are on planet Earth. So there's a lot going on at the moment. We've got the Lionsgate portal. It is the 8th of the 8th, 2022. And for the Northern Hemisphere, they will just be coming into their 8th of the 8th. And so the energy will be passing through into the 9th as far as the Australia is concerned, as far as the Northern Hemisphere. So we're not finished with the Lionsgate portal. Of course, it's always a bit like the moon energy. It comes in, it builds like a waxing and waning moon over more than just one day. A lot of people have mentioned stuff around either feeling really full of energy or even feeling very lethargic and needing more sleep than usual, or having naps in the afternoon. Yeah, you too, Andre. Hope everything's good with you. So just to touch base without double checking exactly what the latest is. So I might be a little bit behind the 8 ball with the latest update, but it seems like the tensions between China and Taiwan are escalating even further. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, which will actually define the truth of what timeline we are actually on. Because one of the timelines for the China-Taiwan conflict is quite negative. There's a Romanian prophet who was around in the 90s, traveling around churches in the United States, talking about the prophecy of the 4 leaders of Gog and Magog, and this coming time, which is fitting exactly the description of what's happening with the China-Taiwan conflict. And in that prophecy, and in saying this prophecy, I'm not declaring it to be the timeline we're on, because I understand that in the 1990s, whatever future was seen then, it doesn't mean that we're going to have the same eventuality, if there's such a word. So in this 1990s projection of reading into the future of this time, this Romanian guy who moved to the US after escaping communism there, talked about this time, and what he saw and described was that the moment China, or I don't say China attacks Taiwan, or China attacks American warships, or it could be American warships do the first strike. But in this prophecy, which may not be our timeline, the moment America fires anything, something unexpected happens in this old 1990s future projection timeline with the conflict between China and Taiwan. And it is an unexpected launch of a nuke from Russia to somewhere in America. I don't know where. Hopefully that does not happen. From a political perspective right now, with the tension that's going on right now in this live time, we're at the most hottest moment since World War II. As far as being that close, we're the closest we've been to someone suddenly just pushing a button and something happen. And if that does happen, I do hope that there is indeed some sort of extraterrestrial intervention in such a thing, if someone was to make that error and actually push a button. Because in hindsight, I think everyone would be sorry. Then again, on another hand, if you think back in history, to events that occurred. You had a nuclear bomb, pretty much, an atom bomb, very much the same thing, just upgraded, modified. But you had a atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. And you think about the region and the energy of this, the energy dynamic of this karmic conflict playing out. And again, like, if there is a conflict with China and Taiwan, Japan would most likely be engaged unless something happened. What would stop this from escalating any further would be some sort of nuclear strike, even if it was just a singular one event of some kind. It would certainly potentially, I'm just saying, it would create a silence where everyone takes a big step back, because it would be very, very significant, because the only other option would be everyone just starts firing heaps of them, and that won't happen. So unfortunately, hopefully this isn't the timeline we're on, but if it is, hopefully, if it has to be that one nuclear missile is launched and hits somewhere, in order for the world to shift, if that's what has to happen, I hope it doesn't, but that would be something to create, to move everything forward. Given the karmic implications, if something did happen, you would say, well, okay, it was through the hands of the elite cabal operating throughout within the United States that was behind the experimentation of such a thing on, say, Japan. And if it was to then now happen there, some people would say that was some sort of karmic payback. It depends on how you look at it, because you think of the powers that be within any continent existing with any given society at the time, and it's not necessarily, something that relates to the culture and the nation of the people, of the masses that live there. But I'm just going to read you something from... and the other thing that come with this prophecy, there was 4 leaders. One was the Chinese leader. One was a short, chubby leader from Russia. And again, this was seen in the 1990s. And it was before even Putin came in to be the president. So this short Russian leader, and there was... either the leader of Iran or Turkey, and I think the third one would have been North Korea. North Korea has actually offered 100,000 troops to go to the Ukraine to help out Russia, and China is offering 200,000 troops as well. So between North Korea and China, there's 300,000 troops that can or are going to this Ukraine situation, apparently. But it would be interesting if things escalate even further. The Chinese have been launching missiles right over the top of Taiwan Island. Nancy Pelosi flew there. It was the first delegate from America to do such a visit since the 1990s. And it makes you think that why, obviously, they're trying to push China's buttons, and it's almost like if it's meant to have some sort of benefit, all it has done has made the fury of from the Chinese side even higher. It's caused an escalation. So one might ask, is that what was that the reason? Was the double-handed agenda of her visitation actually to stir things up? Because, and it's questionable if the CCP is at work here. Where is the CCP? Is the CCP behind the military in China, or is it something else? And some have said, and I can't verify this because I haven't researched it enough, someone might know more than me, some say that the CCP is more embedded in the democracy that is Taiwan. And so the Taiwan is actually a cabal foothold. In the Ukraine, it was said that there were these 26 buildings, BIO, I'll say BIO, bio buildings, I won't say anything more. Whereas in Taiwan, we're talking about factories, we're talking about computer superconductor microchip factories. It's where all these tiny superconductor, it's this part that's needed in nearly everything, especially everything going AI. So if China is about to swallow up Taiwan, then that super chip, basically the manufacturing of the super chip that goes in all computer and robotics parts and has a huge future for humanity. It's for like NASA, space travel, everything. The whole Star Trek-y future of humanity resides on this little square superconductor microchip. It's everything really for the evolution of technology, be it weaponry or for the advancement of everything, including medbeds and so on. So these superconductor computer chips in Taiwan is the biggest thing. Remember that flight? Is it flight? I can't remember the name of it. The 3 numbers that disappeared, and there was this super chip that there were apparently scientists on board with this new, like the next level of super chip, and then they say the Rothschilds wanted to own the patent for that, and then there was a crop circle printed of that superconductor chip going back 5 years ago or so. So that's all connected with that. But I'm just going to read you out a quick update here on the Lions Gate while I'm at it. Greetings, great beings of light. Today, the Grand Lions Gate Central Sun Portal will open, allowing a powerful stream of cosmic light from the spiritual sun to begin flowing into the earth. The 5D light coming in from the central sun is the light that shows the path to heaven, and this divine light is the celestial prana that energizes and sustains every one's being. This high-frequency gamma light is upgrading all DNA in this cosmos to a higher order and is currently creating great transformation on planet Earth. The ancient Atlanteans knew the Lions Gate portal was the barrier between Earth and heaven, and they called it the Great Veil. The cosmic gate is the final purge of anything that cannot go into the next level of vibration, and it allows nothing but love to pass through. The Pleiadian masters teach that all beings are divine source, God manifested in a physical body, and the one required prerequisite for entering into and ascending to 5D heaven and the new earth is to give yourself the highest level of love and healthy self-respect first, then give the same level of love to all other beings. Do this for the great universal command that fulfills all things. Through humanity still has a way to go vibrationally in regards to this level of unconditional love. The powerful divine light coming into the planet right now is rapidly expanding the heart chakra, and all earth beings and soon all energies that are not love will vanish from this realm forever. The high frequencies of light that begin flowing through the 8-8 portal tonight will make it much easier to reach this elevated state of love, as intense Sirius Stargate energies begin piercing the heart chakra. Start again, new tomorrow. The Atlanteans would say on the eve of the celestial event, the great sun is rising between the two peaks and it is the dawning of a new day. When you awaken in the morning, open your heart and be filled with the glorious light of all creation. Great One. The beings of Earth are waking up super fast now, and that it is indeed the great time spoken of old when humanity would evolve to the next level of consciousness. Let us know if you are feeling the amazing energies flowing through the cosmic portal, and feel free to give an update on any ascension symptoms you may be experiencing. We say, let there be light. Thank you for coming to Earth at this time, for all that you are doing to assist humanity in the grand evolution. Godspeed, Michael and the Pleiadians. So that comes from Michael Love. Hi Tim, how you going? So yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video. A lot of people have been asking where I am and that, so I apologise for being away. I haven't been feeling it. This is very spontaneous now. I just happen to be in the right sort of mood. And so that's what's happened there, pretty much. But yeah, well, there you go. And anyway, to finish off and to be in the spirit of the Lionsgate energy, I offer the vibration and the frequency and the angelic connection of this following song. Here we go. See how we go. I close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They may say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but let it bring me along to a world you see. To the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make. Thank you. I hope everyone felt the energy of that. I just wanted to put out a big thank you to everyone for, just continuing to move through this as we process it. It's like we went through, here in Australia, we went through fires. It sort of stunned us, and then we went through the whole COVID thing, and now there's this World War III energy event, and on one hand, everything, when you look around, everything seems normal and back to normal, and yet it's not. So I guess it's one thing to imagine trying to exist and physically live through certain things. When we talk about what our grandparents lived through and imagining trying to live through that and feeling it's so far removed from our perspective of what reality is based on how we experience our daily lives, and yet right now it seems quite possible that and quite tangible to actually connect to those things because we're actually living through them ourselves. And it's not until we actually live through it that we experience and see how we can move through these and we can survive, we can get through these things rather than looking at it and picturing what that might feel like and having some darkness around that. When it actually comes to living through it, it's often more livable than we think. So everyone just has to hold the line, and I think we'll be okay. I've been growing this long piece of the beard here at the front. A few people said I look like a genie. Someone even said I look like Daku. Is it Daku of Star Wars? One of the evil Sith lords, like this. But not like that at all. So anyway, it's been interesting. I've been back at work for now, so until something changes, I don't know what's going to happen with this monkey pox thing they're pushing. But let's at the moment it just seems like all eyes on China and Taiwan, and those behind the scene provoking this, the wizards behind the curtain. So let's just send some positive energy out there to put over Taiwan and China and the whole, Philippines, Japan, the whole Guam, the whole US and Chinese and Russian fleets that are out there. Also send energy to Iran, North Korea, Israel, pretty much all them to Russia and Ukraine. I actually had I was speaking to someone behind a desk in a business the other day, and I had a look at her and I saw her eyes. She had these almondy shaped eyes, blue eyes, and sort of very interesting looking face. And I said, and I heard her accent, and I said, "Are you Russian?" And she said, "Yes." She said, "Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that." And I said, "What are you sorry about? You don't need to say sorry for being a Russian." I said, "What's to know that you guys are actually morally right and we're morally wrong? We don't really know. We've only got the media telling us what to think." I said, but you guys aren't the USSR of the 1980s, and in fact, it feels like there's been a flip. The Russian, if you were able to measure the elevation of the collective Russian consciousness, I believe it would be in a higher state than Europe, based on both ideologies, like national broadcasting of brainwashing information that holds people into a certain pattern. I mean, there's the ultimate truth on a soul level of the resonant level of consciousness, but then there's the mental energy held by the state broadcast narrative, and it is my belief that the Russian consciousness is actually in a higher ascensive state than Europe, the USA, and us, and so they're more in alignment with true morality and democratic thought forms than we are here in the West, because even though we exist in a system, blessed by Plato, that has been born out of the Roman Empire and so on, this democratic system, and it starts with a D, and we call it that, we're actually behaving more communistic in nature than Russia is right now. Russia's non-abidance to the West is indicative that they're holding to a morality and sticking to their guns rather than bowing down to the powers that be in the West. And you have to remember the Rothschilds did kill the Romanov family in Russia. And energetically, thinking of that, if you think about that, I don't know who these oligarchs are who are in charge of Russia, but they obviously are not who are behind Putin. I'm not saying they're good or bad. I'm not saying they're brilliant either. All I'm saying is that the powers that be that are behind the leadership of Russia are not doing the bidding of the Rothschild and their banking system. And in fact, it is Russia and China that may be somehow on some level, for better or for worse, I'm not saying it's good or bad, may be leading the pathway for humanity to the destruction of the old fiat system. And what is born next? If we've got all these ET guys and all that up there watching, and they believe that something wonderful is coming, then wherever this is going, that maybe both sides think it's a fight between two bad guys, the lesser or the better of two bad guys, sort of energetically. And there's also the war between the light and the dark. But if whoever controls the system thinks they're going to put some sort of AI, sci-fi, Oblivion type movie system where everyone's in servitude and controlled through their devices to be part of a digital currency, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy type of system, wherever it's going to go, if there's any positive side to this, that it will in fact evolve into something even higher that both parties who want control of the planet do not even foresee for themselves, because it is like the third incursion on these events that are playing out within the physical on Earth right now. A lot of, I guess right now, a lot of people are tuning in to this, and the element of safety, the element of feeling safe would be paramount. You think about all the people right now who are in Taiwan. If you think of their perspective on what their life is without traveling there and tuning into that by experiencing their enclosed nationalistic social system, they're very modern, just like Japan. They're very, it's quite a a higher class society. Maybe not as high as Singapore, but not far off, similar to Japan. They're surrounded by water. China's on one side, and to the south is, you've got Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and then to their east, they've got the Japanese islands of the actual underwater ridge that makes up the islands of Japan actually come down towards Taiwan. So if there was a large drop in sea level, which would probably connect Taiwan to the mainland, which it would have been at one stage in the past. I don't know what the depth of the water is between Taiwan and China, but those island chains that make up from Japan that go right up past Russia towards the Kamchatka coast, where you have Inuit indigenous peoples that also part of the Aleutian Islands that share across Alaska and back into Siberia, and then you have the Japanese. So you have the Japanese, Eskimo, all that sort of thing, and then you come down, and then you've got North and South Korea there as well. So it's a very interesting positioning of energies and how this element of conflict that is actually being displayed through the Han Chinese genome CCP leadership, or whoever it is behind the wizard behind the curtain there in China. And then you've got if you look at the whole history of the migration of these peoples and what they are as a big genetic pool, and how this is playing out, they're obviously on some level releasing an ancient they're clearing an ancient war type energy. So maybe this is coming up right now to be expressed, to be released, so the earth can go forward into a higher frequency resonance of the light in order to achieve that where our civilization is going in the best and highest way. So you think of all that, you think of the Genghis Khan and the whole thing, the Chinese wall, and it's all, a lot of it's genetic as well. So it will be stirring a lot of stuff up within the DNA, and that will also be purging. So hopefully we have a positive outcome with this in the long run. It may be that there may have to be some nasty stuff happen. We all like to think that it can be nice and love and light, things can be avoided, but sometimes we have to also be real and accept that what we're actually living in is a planet where shit does happen, or I know that we create our shit as well, but also shit happens so that we can bounce information off that in order to grow and change and evolve as well. So anyway, that's me for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'll be putting this across on YouTube as well, and when I get time, probably Rumble as well. So yeah, I've got my channel up and going again, but it's not the original one. I haven't tried to even recover that, and so on. Who knows, maybe I will in the future. But yeah, alright, Nanu, live long and prosper, and thanks for talking to you all, and bye for now. Bye.